Evans driving Packet Engine, Zappi and Geronimo, and the rookie Jerry Hale trailing in Miss Exide. Into the first turn, we watch from the Labatt Eye of the Sky.
Close call, got a good lead going into the turn. The two Leland boats side by side, but the Steel boat drifting wide now, heading over toward close call.
Mark Evans keeping very tight to the buoys in the inside lane. He wants to get that first win of the year here. He was the guy who finished up the season for Budweiser last year, and then Dave Bilwalk took over the boat. Right now, Mark Tate is trying to take over the lead in close call phone card, and a little light there for the Pico.
Tightening up the radius, he's putting a squeeze play on the Pico American Dream. He wants to win this heat badly. Both these guys want to win this.
Sponson to Sponson there, heading down the front straightaway. Lap one, finishing up aboard with Mark Tate.
There we are aboard with Mark Tate, heading into turn one again. Whoa! Almost another blowover. That rough water in turn one has taken another victim.
Absolutely incredible how close we see these boats coming to going over, even after these drivers knowing what happened to Dave Bilwalk.
Well, it took every bit of experience Mark Tate had. He had to turn the boat back to the right to keep it from blowing over, and then once it settled down, go back to racing again.
So Mark Tate now has fallen back in second place, and Mark Evans taking advantage by jumping out ahead on the Pico American Dream.
Mark Evans in the upper turn. Notice the smoother water in the upper turn. Mark Evans also drifting wider coming off that turn, keeping the momentum of the boat up, keeping the boat speed up.
You got the, let's see if we can get a feel for that as we stay on board. There's the rooster tail that Mark Tate is chasing. Mark Evans really has got it going. This should be it. Pico American Dream takes the Budweiser Columbia Cup.
7 and a wild one.
Oh, man, let me tell you what. I got tears in my eyes on this one. This was extra special for me, guys. My crew did such a good job putting that strut together and all that we've been talking about this whole race, you know. And it's unfortunate about Bud. Feel sorry for him, but Pico pulled together, and we had all that energy of all our fans and the Wisney family and the Pico people and the employees back east. By the way, thanks, you guys. I'm happy as can be.
Trevor's really putting the pedal to the metal on the outside. Oh, flares are up. We've got a problem. We got a boat that's gone sideways on us up in the turn. We've got a problem. Rescue people are headed up toward turn number 2.
Do you know who it is, Michael?
I'm just counting them as they go by.
I believe it's Pico.
It looks like Pico.
He's over.
It appears to be Mark Evans, the Pico American Dream. The other red, white, and blue boat is going by you, Scotty, and I would presume that's Graham.
Yeah, Graham's down here in the corner. The Steel stopped in the middle of the pits. All three boats are painted identical.
All right,
it's Mark.
That red flag means all of the race boat drivers must shut their boats off, and they have done that. Everybody shuts off and waits until the course patrols give them the clearance. You are looking at the inverted now Pico American Dream. We do not see Mark Evans.
The trap door is open. I see a hand or a foot or something coming out. I guarantee you.
Yeah, there's Mark. You can see this dramatic picture.
Yeah, he
Mark
seems to
is
be
trying
waving
to get himself out of the race boat.
He's at the absolute farthest position away he could be. He's upside down in his foot, and he can't get out. They need to get in there and pull him out.
That is his foot that you see out of the underside of the race boat now. And he appears to be having, there he goes.
There he goes. He's going to do it himself.
Pulling himself out.
He is a determined young man.
This is exactly what these cockpits were designed to do, to save the driver in this situation. Look at this, safety personnel literally going into the water to get to the hatch, the cockpit. Again, this is from the bottom of the boat. And these guys are connected in, right? They're tethered in with all manner of wires and face masks and what have you.
He's out.
And he is out of the race boat.
That's a shame, you know.
Bit of a struggle to get out, but he's talking to his rescue man. He's out.
Let's give him a big
pats him
hand.
on the back. They hug, and Mark Evans is all right.
You know, that's the boat I crashed in Detroit, and the last time I looked at it, I was the one crawling out through there, and that's a fast boat. I guess it's just not a lucky boat.
Look at this. Look at this. Not only is he out, but he waves to everybody to let them know, not only am I out, but I got out myself. Isn't that marvelous?
You know, it's
Of a child. John. All right, here we go with Bill Rock. He has Mark Evans just released from the medical trailer. Bill?
Mark, main thing, you're okay. What happened out there?
I'm all right. I promise. I had to say that right off the bat. Just got through the turn, went in the first turn, going down the backstretch, they both just gained on me. Jimmy King and the Elam on the left, and Budweiser on the right. And as we got down for the next turn, I was back, and probably back 5 boat lengths because I didn't hear an infraction. But when they turned, I don't know if my boat rattled up or what happened, but it stood up, and I got right into the Budweiser skid fin spray, and I was gone.
So did you just roll over, basically?
No, it flew. It went straight up, and God, it just kind of flopped around like a big bunch of cardboard in the wind or something, and then I don't remember what hit or how I got upside down, but it was clear out of the water, flying around, and ended up upside down.
So you're okay, there's nothing wrong?
No, everything worked. The systems, my seat belts, my neck brace, my air system especially worked just fine. Matter of fact, I was upside down. I was trying to get a hold of my crew chief on the radio, and it wouldn't work underwater, obviously, so thought I'd give it a try. And I was real patient. I just waited for the rescue team to get there, and I knew I couldn't unbuckle or do anything until the thing completely filled with water, and I want to make darn sure my air system worked. And so while I was dilly-dallying around, I got my hatch cover open with my feet and flopped it open, and just waited for a little while longer for the crew guys to get there. And they still hadn't arrived, so I went ahead and undid my seat belts and kind of started working my way out by myself, which I don't really like you to do, but I just couldn't stand just hanging around, you know. So ended up, just as I was trying to pull myself out, I saw a hand on my window down there. I knew the divers were underneath, and then the crew guys got me from the top side and pulled me out.
What's some talk of sliding you into another boat, possibly? Is that going to happen, or what's the rest of the day?
Well, that'd be nice, but by the rules, we can't use another boat. So we got to use the boat we're running. So if they could hurry up and get this thing in here, we could get the wings and the engine and gearbox in that boat and possibly run it in the final. So that's what I'm really hoping on.
Did you notice any damage to it at all?
No, but I did see some airplanes flying around when I was up there hanging around. But no, other than the back wings, I think, and then I'm sure the engine cowling's probably gone too, but just that superficial stuff. So.
I'm here with Mark Evans, and he's getting his first good look at the boat. Mark, what do you think? Is this thing done for the day?
No, heck no, it's looking really good. Our wing mounts that are mounted right on the boat itself look really good. You just take all the crap off of there, and we got our spare wings. We can mount those on. We got that little damage above the skid fin right there, but that, you could just cut that off and duct tape it down. As long as the structure inside's fine, I think we're just great shape. Could I borrow some mirrors from you for off the side of the cockpit? It's about the only thing we're missing, I think. But
awful lot of racing. This guy, what can you say? He's driven just about everything, sometimes right side up, sometimes upside down today. Didn't make any difference. Every time he came back, it didn't make any difference which boat it was. He was always a contender. The absolute gamer award goes to Mark Evans. He will first choice. And this time, Nate Brown's going to bring him real strong to the line. Let's see if the green goes up. There it is. Nate Brown takes him to the line. But lagging back, interestingly enough, is the close call as well as the DeWalt tools. Nate Brown got an outstanding start, but so did Mark Evans.
Mark Evans had a heck of a start. Let's see how he shake off coming off the corner.
Mark Evans had an incredibly good start, and coming off the corner, somebody's riding his rooster tail, but he pops out up front. This is 5 times around, remember, not 3, so this has got to include some endurance as well as some speed. Mark Evans, your leader, on the inside, close call in lane 1, is drawing in on him right now in second place. Freddie Leland watches nervously. His boat's been upside down 1 time already today, but Mark Evans unbelievably bolts out into the lead. And at the end of lap number 1, it will be the once disabled Pico American Dream out front. And a strong lead has, Mark's getting loose. The boat really rises in the air. Got a lot of air underneath it, but he still maintains his lead. Close call second. Third, it's Team Steel. Fourth, it's the First Choice. Fifth across the line, pit stop. DeWalt Tools, for some reason, lagging back in 6th.
I think he took a lot of water in the first turn. He did not get through there clean, other than Steve David, and that's why they're lagging behind right now.
And now Mark Evans has begun to really stretch it out. He's being careful, thinking about the way his boat leaned up so high into the air just a moment ago. But he's driving beautifully down into turn number 2 now on the second of 5 times around. The battle is back in the pack for second place, and we have no idea who that's going to be because there's real serious racing going on in the second place battle right now. It's close call in second position, but getting seriously challenged from the outside by the close call team boat, which is, of course, by the Team Steel, the other of the Pico team boats. 2 times around now, and Mark Evans continues to lead.
I'll tell you, Steve David is scooting up the inside here.
138.116 on lap 2, 140.411 on lap 1 to keep up with the speeds. It's still now, we're in third lane, or third lap rather, and it's still the Pico American Dream out front, trailing by 2 Rooster Tails right now. It is the close call, but Stephen David is moving up, as Scott Pierce observed. It's moving up very quickly now and could very soon overtake the Team Steelboat and Mitch Evans. And Mitch, by the way, in third place, has done very well thus far, unfamiliar with the equipment as he is, and in a final heat race.
He just got passed.
All right, now it appears as though the pit stop will go around Mitch Evans. He does indeed. Across the line, first place, it is the Pico American Dream. Second place, but in that position is in jeopardy too. It is the close call. Third place, Stephen David in the pit stop is moving strong now, trying to reel in the close call. Fourth place overall, it's the Steel. Fifth place, it is the First Choice Business Machines. Sixth overall, the DeWalt Tools. 144.647, fastest lap of the day just then.
Mark Tate
Pico American Dream.
Mark Tate took the lane away from Steve David going through the first turn down here, and it really slowed Steve down, and now Mitch Evans is giving him a run again.
And Mark Tate was able to close the door perfectly legally. The other team boat, the Graham Trucking, the other Pico boat, there's 3 of them, look the same colors and everything, comes across the line trailing. Here comes the real thing, though, the Pico American Dream. Across the line, the ending lap number 4, the white flag up, and the Pico is on its last lap. Here comes the close call across the line. Stephen David still trying to draw on him, but he lost a lot of ground this time. 141.6 the last time around for the Pico American Dream. And Mark Evans about to lap his teammate now on the back chute, and is a half a course length away from 3 straight victories in the Northwest, and an unbelievable comeback from a upside down race boat in the first heat of his, the second heat of his day.
And that's the race boat. That race boat's going to win Seattle Seafair for Mark's first win.
Mark leads on it as he comes into the second turn for the last time. Pico comes out wide. Mark Evans, still dripping wet from going in the drink, comes down with a checkered flag to fly. His teammate gets the white. Mark gets the checker. Pico American Dream wins the Texaco Cup at Seafair. Brilliant.
Let's go down to the pits and the winning driver, Mark Evans.
Mark!
Wow.
Unbelievable day.
Isn't that something? Oh, shit. Shoot, I'm out of wind. Oh, man. Awesome crew, huh? Pico is an awesome crew. That's all I can say.
You said right when the boat came back upside down, you thought you could put it together, and your crew, I've never seen anything like it. They got it done.
Isn't that something? Man, to do a blowover, come back and win the damn race. I tell you. Oh, hi, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm cussing. I'll knock it off, I promise.
Tell me about the final heat. You took control right off the bat.
Oh, man. The guys gave me what I needed. I told them, look, folks, we need some horsepower. I told them my flaps were broke. They fixed the flaps, and it was just a perfect ride. The boat was out of hand a little bit, but we had the horsepower. Thanks, Tom. We had the horsepower. We had the ride. We had the energy behind it all. I mean, so many people behind the whole thing. Look at this guy right here. Yeah, come on. This guy raised a bunch of money for this team to put this together.
And you got a Leland. It's a Leland leech. You ended up in the water here. Feels pretty good after this. It's hot today.
I love it, man. That's great.
All right, Mark Evans.
We are just about ready for the start of the Unlimited Final in beautiful Colona, British Columbia. Pico American Dream with Mark Evans in the inside. And Miss Molson Dry, the rookie John Watkins, will round out the field, heading for the green flag. Can Mark Evans make it a perfect day? There's your start. It is Evans on the inside, then close call, then truck gear. The 2 teammates, Mark Tate and Nate Brown, from the Labatt Eye in the Sky.
Well, this is going to be the roughest water conditions these guys have faced all day long. We've got a 7-boat field. By the end of the second and third lap, it's really going to get choppy, but Pico's out in front, running strong.
Both close call and truck gear planning to give Pico a run, but so far it looks like Mark Evans, barring some difficulty, is on the way to a clean sweep here in Colona. We know a lot can happen in a 5-lap final, however. Strong around the second turn for him.
DeWalt's in second place with close call running third, but the key factor here is the boat ride. The Pico boat ride is just perfect this afternoon.
Michael Hansen strong in the beginning, but can he hold on to it, or will he have to give way to Mark Tate and or Nate Brown in the truck gear? So far, the pride of Madison, Indiana is looking pretty good. But now, looking from the Labatt eye in the sky, here comes Nate Brown to give DeWalt Tools a run. Nate's got the inside. This should be a major advantage.
Close calls back in fourth place, coming up on the inside of Nate Brown. DeWalt Tools on the outside, but Pico American Dream coming off this corner has got everything under control, drifting wide.
The race could very well wind up being for second place, and as Pico runs ahead, is it possible for Truck Gear at 135 miles an hour on the Zodiac lap timer last time around to beat the stronger boat of the team? Close call.
Well, Nate Brown got the bullet engine. He got one of the better motors from that team, and so he's got more power in the boat this time. He should be able to hold off. Close call.
If my eyes don't deceive me, Nate Brown's boat appears to be losing its high wing there.
It's lost its horizontal stabilizer, and the upright is flopping. That's definitely going to affect the boat ride, and the handling. The balance of the boat for sure is off.
Nate still holding on to second place in spite of the problem. Michael Hansen now in fourth in DeWalt Tools, and here is Mitch Evans flying the Appy and Geronimo in fifth, trying to move up.
Carrying a little bit of air on that right and left spots and getting it very light going into turn one.
Very rough ride around the corner for Mitch Evans and the Appy and Geronimo. And here once again is the battle between the two teammates for second place. Close call moving up. Michael Hansen and DeWalt Tools trying to catch up. And out of the front, heading toward the checkered flag, Mark Evans and Pico American Dream. Can the Wounded Truck Gear outrace the close call?
Well, it's the fact that the wing is gone affects the ride of the boat and the handling of the boat, but he's accelerating fine right now.
Close call. Truck Gear from this angle, ahead. From this angle, close call. No, once again, Truck Gear. Oh, what a race for second place.
Mark Evans, beautiful ride on that boat. Pico American Dream coming off that far turn.
Down the backstretch, the Wounded Truck Gear with the lead to the left of your screen. And close call with Mark Tate trying to catch his teammate. He's got the inside. It doesn't look like anyone's going to catch Mark Evans, but what about this battle for second place? Close call. Moving it. One last time around the turn. Pico American Dream heading for a sweep here in Colona. Mark Tate at close call trying to get by Truck Gear. Here's Pico taking the checkered flag. And now here is Mark Tate finally moving past Nate Brown for second.
Kind of a brutal final heat there, but you guys, you stayed away late. You didn't come into town early, but that time was well spent.
Oh, well, thank you, Yep. It was just a good casual cruise. I shouldn't say it that way because it was so rough. Feel for the guys that were way back there. It was quite the brutal race course, but God, the Pico hull just rides so nice and smooth. I'm just really happy for my crew, for everybody. It's great.
Budweiser Racing Team brought only one boat to this event. Team owner Fred Leland brought 3, and he proved that the team concept worked in Seattle because it took all 3 teams to win that event. We have another owner, Steve Woomer, who has 2 boats in his arsenal, and he's long.
Eye in the sky, we see Mark Tate jump out to the early lead in lane 2.
The draws really have favored the Pico team all day long, but now they've got a race for it.
You can see the glare here in San Diego coming off the water. Makes it tough to drive along with everything else. Mark Evans on the inside, and Pico will try to get back the early lead from Tate, and Mark Webber driving hard, and Budweiser on the left of your screen now going out of it. But Mark Tate is holding the slim lead so far in lane 2. Close call over Mark Evans and Pico American Dream. The first lap of 5 2.5-mile laps, so it's going to be a long race. All the heats are only 3 laps.
Mark Tate's got a slight advantage. He's riding that boat perfectly on a cushion of air going through that turn, but at a slight disadvantage because he's in lane 3.
And showing up that disadvantage here is Mark Evans on the inside, passing up and taking the lead now.
A little bit of air underneath the Pico, but we've got a deck-to-deck battle.
From the Labatt eye in the sky, you indeed can see how close these first 2 boats are. Now Evans will try to stay tight to the buoys going around, and Tate will try to keep him in there. Both men driving well around the turn.
Both boats are just tucked into each other, just driving perfectly. Heading down the backstretch now. The Budweiser's running a little bit of a distant third, but again at a disadvantage because he's way to the outside.
149 miles an hour, the average lap time for Mark Tate in close call of the Zodiac timer. But here is your leader, a little light but under control, Mark Evans. On board with Mark Webber, check out the rooster tails to his left.
You can see the rooster tails and the glare, and when that salt water gets on the canopy, it kind of crystallizes. It makes seeing very difficult.
Mark Evans holding on to the lead now in Pico, and 150 miles an hour on the Zodiac lap timer. That's his average speed, 1 mile an hour faster than Mark Tate, who now is falling just a bit behind him.
This is a fast final heat. We've got the top 3 boats here going for it. It's just like a shootout.
And again, this is a very fast course, the only course in the world built specifically for racing unlimited hydroplanes on.
Water conditions are getting a little bit rougher. You can see where the wind is a factor coming up the backstretch and picks up the right spots into the Pico. He's got to correct for that and get it back on the water.
Once again on board with Mark Webber. He's got his work cut out for him. The Pico crew likes what's happening out there, and indeed the crew should, because Mark Evans looks like he's very well on the way to picking up his 4th win in a row. No non-Budweiser driver has done that since 1985.
Well, it just goes to show you the importance of lane choice. The Picos had lane choice all day long, and again in the final they picked lane 1.
Back in 1985, it was Chip Hanauer driving the Miller American, the last non-Bud driver to win 4 in a row. Zodiac lap timer telling us both close call and Pico are 2 miles an hour slower than they were in the previous lap, but still mighty fast at 149 and 147.
Very fast, and it doesn't appear that removing that rear shoe on the right rear corner of the close call has hurt him at all. That boat's running perfectly. It's best I've seen it run all year.
Into the home stretch, Mark Evans. It says on the side of the boat, the mark of quality. We like to get him and say, that's you. He says, yes, it is. That's your champion, and it is 4 in a row for Fred Leland's Pico American Dream. Speaking of top, here is our winner.
Hey, now that was a boat race. 4 for 4?
Woo! A grand slammer, man. I had to work for that one. What a race, boy. I thought Tate had us at first. But man, the Pico boat got up and hauled. I was just so happy. That's great. Good job, Kitty, man.
Hey, all boats were running fine. Everybody running their strongest. That's the way you want to win them.
Yes, it is. All out and beat him fair and square. That's cool, man. I love it. Good job again.
For Tom D,